All right, yeah. Okay, my today's journal and my today's contemplation, right? I personally feel like as humans, we come to this life with a lot of debts, right? And the earlier we pay these debts, not the well, the earlier we pay the debts, the better our living. I believe the earlier I pay my debts, cause and by debts, right? I don't mean financial debts, but I mean spiritual debts. By debts, I mean DEBT, like owing, we're owing, right? It's you know, so I'm trying to explain these debts now, or this owing that I feel like we need to pay, because from age 0 to a certain time in our life, we agree to so many things that we internally disagree with. Let me put it like that. We agree to a lot of things, right? And most of the things we agreed to was out of fear, right? We accepted some axioms, we accepted some modes of living, we accepted some things that we called universal truths personally, right? Even speaking of my own self. And it's like, as we were now going, we found out that most of these things that we accepted as universals needed to change. But because of maybe our ego, or because of certain things that we have to, our perceptions, images. One thing about the ego is that the ego are images that we build in our heads and in the heads of people. So because of certain images that we want to maintain, in the society, we don't let go of these axioms. And I believe that those things are debts that we have to pay off. So I noticed that in my soul, the more I agree with things I internally disagree with, the more I owe this debts to myself. It's as if I'm lying to myself, and the more I lie to myself, the more I heap up my debts and owing. And I can only pay my debts when I come to that realization and to that acknowledgement that I'm owing. And it's sort of an internal recognition and going back inside myself and agreeing and letting it go. I feel like that's letting go. Letting go is paying off like these internal debts. That's what I think I want to contemplate about today, right? There's this discomfort, there's this pain, but because of fear is one very, very funny thing, right? Sometimes when we talk about fear, it's not like we're scared, but sweating. No, fear is just, sometimes it's just you are not willing to lose the images and the axioms that you have built in people's head. You are not able to stand shame. You said something was A yesterday, and then you have checked inside your soul and it is not A, it's B. You can't come outside and say it again. It's like you don't give yourself enough room to grow, right? So we have to pay off these debts, and I have to pay off these debts, right? So yeah, I like the way my journal is going. Just throwing these words up, and they make sense to me. They do make sense to me. And so yeah, let's pay off that debt, and let's give ourselves room to grow. Because the more debts we pay off, the more truths we come to, the more we can grow, and the more we are bold enough to tell ourselves. Boldness is not telling people, but it's telling yourself. And when you tell yourself something and people see you, you look them in the eyes and like, because I've told myself, right? I'm not scared to let go of those axioms and those images, those idols I've built in your head about me or about myself. So yeah, pay off debts. Pay off debts. See you tomorrow.